My ambitious and responsible Capricorn friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. A Capricorn, this week greets you with a quiet tension you know all too well. There is a sense of holding too much, as if your hands are full but nothing feels settled. Maybe it is the accumulation of responsibilities that seem to stretch you from the inside, or maybe it is the subtle ache of not quite being able to rest. Underneath your steady exterior, you might notice a fatigue that doesn't speak its name, an unease born from trying to keep everything moving at once. You notice how the world expects steadiness from you and how you expect it from yourself. But behind that reliable mask, there are moments when you wonder how long you can keep up this pace. It is not obvious to anyone else. Still, you feel the strain. There's an urge to do everything right, to keep all the pieces in the air, and yet there's a longing for stillness, a wish for someone to see the effort beneath your calm face. It's as though your emotions are quietly negotiating with your obligations, never quite reaching peace. This is the tension that sits with you as the week begins. You stand at the crossroads of movement and stillness, and the Two of Pentacles quietly illuminates your inner state. It's not just about juggling, it's about the constant, delicate recalibration that feels endless some days. You sense it in the way your mind drifts between tasks, always conscious of what remains incomplete. There's a subtle pride in your adaptability, but also a thread of anxiety that winds through each decision. The rhythm of your week is marked by small adjustments, choosing what to prioritize, what to let wait, and what to hide from view. Sometimes you feel like you are living in the space between breath and action, in the pause before a decision is made. Your heart wants assurance, but your responsibilities give you only more to balance. This inner state can leave you feeling stretched thin, even if you appear composed. Emotions flicker just beneath the surface, a bit of resentment that no one sees the full picture, a bit of hope that you'll manage it all, a bit of fatigue from trying to remain steady. You might catch yourself replaying last week's worries, trying to find the perfect formula for peace. The urge to maintain control is strong, but it's accompanied by a soft longing for something simpler, an uncomplicated moment, a breath where nothing is demanded of you. There is a stoic beauty in the way you keep going, but there is also risk in ignoring the toll it takes. The world may not notice the weight you carry, but you feel it in your bones. The tension in your shoulders, the extra thought before you speak, the way you backspace messages you wish you could send unfiltered. This week, your emotional center is a quiet storm, managing, recalibrating, holding, and wishing for rest that might not come unless you claim it for yourself. Yet this constant balancing act is not without consequence. When you move through life in this mode, decisions begin to feel heavier. You sense the need for a pause, but momentum keeps pulling you forward. The urge to keep all your plates spinning makes it difficult to notice when you're running on empty. That's where your path begins to shift, not from what you do, but from the state you carry inside. The restlessness and fatigue you carry create the conditions for what happens next. You may not choose the pause, but the need for one grows with each passing day. It is the quiet fatigue accumulated from your efforts that shapes the events and decisions coming into view. The world responds to your internal state, inviting you to slow down, even if you resist at first. As this week unfolds, the Four of Swords steps gently onto your path. Its presence is not loud. It is the hush after a storm, the hush you might not have chosen but which your heart aches for. The external world continues its demands, and yet you find yourself moving more slowly, whether by choice or necessity. Responsibilities don't disappear, but the urgency softens. The pressure you feel comes not just from outside, but from the inside out. There is a friction between what you think you must do and what your spirit asks of you. You might find yourself craving solitude, noticing how tired your mind has become. Even simple tasks seem to take more energy. The pace of events around you seems to slow, or maybe you slow your pace to match your capacity. There is a tension here, wanting to show up for everything, but feeling the need to step back. You may notice moments where you reach for your phone, then stop, realizing you don't have the energy to respond. Small pauses creep in, perhaps in the form of longer showers, a few extra minutes in bed, or a walk that stretches out because you need space to think. The world keeps asking, but you answer less or more carefully. This isn't defeat, it's a quiet recalibration. The pressures you feel are real, and so is your growing awareness that you cannot run on empty. Sometimes the friction builds until you have no choice but to let go, if only for a moment. You may feel a pang of guilt for needing rest, but it's a sign that you are listening to yourself. The world's momentum doesn't slow for anyone, but your body and heart insist you find a pocket of stillness. In these moments you recognize how much you've been holding and how much you need to let yourself pause. This is where the friction becomes an invitation, not to give up but to find a way to move differently, to honor your need for quiet without apology. The possibility of something more fulfilling, something deeper, waits on the other side of this pause, but it isn't automatic. It calls for a conscious acknowledgement of what you carry and what you truly want to invite into your days. If you simply push through, the pattern repeats itself. But if you meet the moment with honesty, with a willingness to listen to your own needs, space opens for something new. Potential never arrives by accident. It grows in the soil you tend, in the choices you make when you are honest about your own limits and desires. Only when you engage with your reality as it is, not as you wish it were, does the path to something greater become visible. In this quieter space, the Lover's card emerges, not as a promise of romantic union, but as a symbol of genuine connection, both with yourself and with others. Growth this week is not about adding more to your plate, but about choosing what matters most. The invitation here is subtle but profound, to notice the ways you divide your heart, and to bring your attention gently back to what feels true. You may feel the urge to reevaluate your commitments, to ask yourself where your energy flows most freely, and where it gets tangled in obligation. When you allow yourself to rest, to be honest about your needs, you create room for deeper understanding of yourself and of those around you. It is in moments of stillness that clarity begins to settle. You might see which relationships or pursuits are in harmony with your values, and which are merely habits of duty. The Lovers suggests that real connection, whether with a person, a purpose, or even with your own inner truth, becomes possible when you stop splitting your attention. There is no promise of perfection here, just the gentle possibility that by honoring your own needs, you invite a more authentic sense of belonging and alignment. You can see this not as an escape from responsibility, but as a return to yourself. In this way, connection and growth become invitations, not demands. They ask for your presence, not your performance. All three cards, 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, and the Lovers, speak together in a slow, unfolding story. You begin this week balancing far more than anyone notices, carrying the secret tension of needing to be everything for everyone. The world's demands and your own expectations create a restless energy that is hard to ignore. As the days pass, the need for rest becomes undeniable. Life asks you to pause, to breathe, to recognize that you are not a machine. In honoring that need, a new possibility arises, the chance to reconnect with what genuinely matters, to let go of what no longer fits, and to choose your next steps from a place of wholeness. You are not abandoning your responsibilities. You are remembering that your value is not measured only by what you accomplish. There is comfort in knowing that, even in pause, you are still moving forward, inward toward a deeper truth. By week's end, you may notice a quiet shift, less urgency, more clarity, and a gentle sense that, for a moment, you are exactly where you need to be. Actionable insights for Capricorn this week. This week's theme invites you to notice when your body asks for a pause, even if just for a few minutes. You might try letting one task wait, just long enough to breathe and see how you feel. Reach out to someone close, not to solve anything, but simply to share a moment of honesty. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I am allowed to slow down. My worth is not measured by busyness. I listen to my own needs now. Connection grows when I show up honestly. Today I choose balance and belonging. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.